Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my United Nations of Earth playthrough. So story so far, we are kind of hemmed in multiple directions. We ran into the Hazar Pact and had a little bit of rough relations off the bat. We are currently rivals, but I am hoping to end our rivalry when I am able in 1 year. In about a 1 year and 25 days, we're going to end this rivalry and see if we can't get them on better relations. We've been working on improving relations. We also have a little bit of a spy network going, mainly to get information on them since we couldn't do treaties. They are an alpine preference fungoid, and I would love to get them in my empire because I do have, I believe, no, I do not have an alpine world yet, but I will have a tundra world shortly. The Mississippi is on its way to build a starbase in Panel. Now it is near some space amoebas that could be a bit of a threat, but yeah, there are space amoebas right there that came through the wormhole, and they've just kind of been loitering there. But I'm hoping to pacify them soon. Over this way, we lost our scientist, Sir Montgomery Scott, when he warped into the system of these marauders, and they instantly obliterated him. We are currently have Julianne Sullivan working on first contact with them. Once she completes it, she's going back to work on the other empire we met down to the south here. The Fire Tribes of Kel, which we are in fairly good relations with. We already have a research agreement, and I believe they are looking over whether or not they want a commercial pact with us. They may turn that one down since relations have dropped a little bit, but they are improving relations. Yeah, we did offer them a commercial pact, but I guess it didn't go through before the relations shifted a little bit. We have finished the archaeological digs for the message in a bottle. Our previous archaeologist had finished target from orbit, and then with that cube that they had there, that alien cube, must have driven him insane, because he went down here claiming there was something about the stars and he was the protector of the galaxy, and the crew figured out he'd gone loopy. But our current archaeologist is about to in about 8 months, well 7.5, he's going to do another Cybrix anomaly, and then jump to the ship that is en route here to do 2 more. So we should be able to knock out the Cybrix pretty soon. Each of these are going to take about 8 months. So that's, let's say that's 3 years. A 4th year for that one, and then this will take about 2, so we might get the Cybrix uncovered before the 5-year mark. We are now pushing exploration this way to see how much room we have for expansion, and we have 3 colonies underway. Storm, which is up and growing and producing miners, the synthetic miners. It's going to be a mining planet for me. I'm not sure what else I'm going to make it other than mining. I might make this admin or military. I could put like soldiers barracks on here to support my naval capacity. And over here we have Euxina, which has just come online, or just been established, and we're working on the gene clinics. This will be a generator world, and I'm not sure what else I will be supporting it with. It's a little bit larger than the other one, just by like 1 capacity. And we are currently, this one will be done in 6 months. We will have this one up and running, and it can be agriculture so that we can shift Earth completely to a generator world. This one will also have a lot of industry districts. So this should be the one to support our alloy and commercial consumer good needs. As a matter of fact, we have a small deficit of consumer goods, it appears. We are in the process of shifting one of our mining districts here over to industrial. But in the meantime, I think we should add a new monthly trade to buy 5 more consumer goods a month so that we don't run a deficit. And I just noticed we had been buying alloys. I had completely forgotten about that purchase. It has been supporting us, so I might need to up that if I get more, as I get more generator districts online. Let's see, what else? We have just renewed our agreement with the artisan troop. And I will probably build a space station here fairly soon, because we now qualify to be able to have an art college in this system. That is the only enclave we have located so far, and I think the space amoebas are the only spaceborne entities we have encountered so far. We do have this ship. After it is done with that, it is going to resume its exploration of the Little Ghost Nebula, while this one pushes on to the Void Sea Nebula. We have an election this year, and according to our factions, we now have more Alien Suffrage Foundation than Electoral Freedom Society members. As you can see, there's a huge difference, even though there's only one population, because this one you can get to 100% approval. This one is just 85, so I'm not getting the full unity from them. And because of that, it should make our governor the primary candidate. Right now he's got 51% support, they have 48%. By the time the election happens in about 3 months, hopefully he is in the lead. If not, I have plenty of unity to support him to make sure it is the governor who gets elected. He is a little warlike, but he's also charismatic. We have completed our energy infrastructure mandate under our current president, so we should get the reward at the end of her term. And we are in the process of the amoeboid pacification. As soon as I get this uplift technology done by the end of the year, I am finally going to translate the Warriors text we found. And we are working on upgrading our ships to a new design, with our new upgrades. I believe they had just gotten afterburners. And after we get that done, we will continue to reinforce this fleet to up our power projection. Our empire size is starting to climb a little bit. We should get another tradition in 4 months. How soon until this is... That one has got 6 months, so I believe I will go for colonization fever, so that this new colony gets a fourth... gets an extra pop when it is established. But that's the story so far, and we are going to proceed forward and see what happens. Oh, I just did a zoom out and noticed there's another artisan troop station way up there. Yeah, so we have information about another artisan troop off in this direction. I don't have any information on the system, I don't believe, other than that there's an artisan troop here.
We are being hailed.
Oh yes, so they did agree to the commercial pact. That should help our economy significantly. They are equivalent in economic and technological power, but superior in fleet power. As long as they remain cordial, that's not a problem. That also reminds me, yes, okay, we're rank 19. We have been climbing slowly. We're real close to the Hazor Pact. Oh, we can actually do a comparison now. They have a slightly stronger economy. We have more tech. We have equivalent colonies. And the fire tribes of Kel have a significantly stronger economy, more tech, but equivalent colonies. And they're rank 11. Oh, we have more information on them now. They did have an Arctic world we could have surveyed if we'd raced into their system. But honestly, it wasn't worth it. I had other things I wanted to do. I can find an Arctic someplace else. Yeah, we do still need one Arctic world and one arid world. There's another Alpine. To qualify for the follow-up quest from the Habitable Worlds survey. Here follows the latest newsletter for all our patrons. Sadly, nothing much has been produced in the Enclave. Most of the artists have fallen into deep melancholy from where no inspiration can be drawn. The mood is dire, but hopeful. Creation takes time after all. Any donations that might help the group rekindle their interest in the material plane again would be of tremendous help. So we can get 50 influence by spending 500 energy credits. I think that's worth it. Although their dwellings on habitat stations would suggest an advanced society, Envoy Julianne Sullivan is unsure whether we are indeed dealing with an intelligent life form. They seem unremittingly hostile, so much so that a stable society seems almost unthinkable. Even during our brief period of investigation, we have observed several displays of pure barbarism. They seem to have a language, but our linguists are still working on deciphering it so we can make sense of this display. Now, you will always get this with any Marauder clan. It'll always be the same. Alright, the election has begun. And yes, the governor is actually second, so let's support him. That makes him 49%. Let's support him a second time. Alright, 60% chance we go for the governor. And he's got an orbital researcher mandate. I like that. Ignacio has an offward miner. I do not want to lose Ignacio. Ariana has energy infrastructure. And of course Dolores Mwanga, it's just showing the one she currently has. Alright, we're about to get the gene clinics. I'm going to have it go ahead and start on a city district next so we can get up some robotics facilities. 3 more months until this colony is established, and we're working on the last dense jungle to clear out. We are not going to get the bonus
Ship
population
upgrades applied
because I spent so much unity on the election.
Ship upgrades applied. We have detected an anomaly.
Strange mountain formation. Efforts to map the surface of this moon have identified a strange mountain range in the southern hemisphere. It does not appear to have formed naturally. Yeah, he's about 60% through this, so he's got a few more months, and it would really suck if he wins the election and gets pulled out, which is the reason I supported so much. I wanted to make sure the Alien Suffrage Foundation won.
A new world has been colonized.
Yes, the one I promoted has been elected as president. The mandate was completed. We got half of the unity we spent back. Nueva Caldez has become a new colony. So we want to get started on some gene clinics, which reminds me, I forgot to come over here and close out these colonist slots so that we have medical workers instead. He was formerly governor of Earth, so Earth is now Dolores Mwonga's. She has architectural interest. We need to hire a new governor. Nueva Cadiz. I do want to change the name of that sector. What do we have available? Intellectual, agrarian upbringing, and adaptable. Let's get the intellectual, Stanley Flint. And we're actually going to put him at Earth. So let's go to, or actually in the Sol system. Nueva Cadiz is, we need to change the name of that to be the sector. Sergalia. Alright. Earth we will give our intellectual. And this one we'll get Dolores because she can cheapen things that we build. So let's actually cancel those gene clinics and build them again now that they will be cheaper. Our new mandate. Orbital research. We have to build 4 orbital research stations. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. We'll get 1 in Blorksbane. We'll get 2 right there. And then 1 in Lawam. So there's our 4 right there. We are actually losing food. I cannot believe it. I guess we need to buy some food as a monthly trade. We'll buy 10. That should be 13 energy credits. Our scientists discovered something rather monstrous. The mountain range they scanned earlier was actually the outer membrane of a gigantic egg. It's uncertain what behemoth could lay such an egg, and what horror would hatch from it. Well, we can study it from afar or crack it open. Well, cracking it open would probably kill it, because whatever is in that egg, if it wanted out, it would have hatched already. So we'll just study it for now. Don't want to
Construction completed.
kill a new life form just because we're curious. Build your mining stations and go to Blorksbane. Oh, they're out of that system, so I can come back and survey it eventually. A single badly scorched module is all that is left of a Cybrix research station that once orbited this planet hundreds of thousands of years ago. The vacuum exposed inside of the module is filled with the dead remains of creatures that are part machine and part organic.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright, so let us put Giovanna back in here. Have her research the projects in the system before leaving. Takes 6 months. In this one, we will put Ignacio, and he is going to research the anomalies in this system, and then he's going to go research this anomaly. And maybe I should hit that one on the way back. I don't know. 5 is not enough anymore. Alright, build yet another mining district here.
We have detected an anomaly.
Our initial scans have caught an irregular signal reminiscent of our own distress patterns. The The signal we intercepted was a distress call from a ship in orbit around Friaki 3. The ship is not giving off any heat signatures and seems to be drifting. A special project has been issued to investigate what has happened to the crew.
Situation log has been updated.
Well, go ahead and research them. It'll take 20 days. Hopefully this won't be the end of another scientist. Having decoded what counts as a language among them, Envoy Julianne Sullivan has identified the Imps as a nomadic civilization known as the Uthabulan Braves. They occupy a number of large space stations in and around the Kochab system that house the bulk of their massive numbers in crowded and squalid conditions. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, they seem to have developed a strong martial culture. Life in the cold void has become second nature to them, and they are very adept at space warfare. There is no Uthabulan central government to speak of. Instead, they are divided into several different factions that vie endlessly with one another for resources and respect. Given their large population and the shipbuilding capability of their stations, the constant infighting is the only thing keeping them from growing into a significant threat to galactic peace.
An alien nation is hailing us.
Oh, these guys scream. The Hi-ya! More Dwamics! What do you want, foolish Dwamic? What happened to make your face look like that? Reactor accident? Vacuum exposure? Hi-ya! Look at you! We are the Uthabulans. We hunt Dwamic. If you come to Uthabulan turf, we make Dwamic stew. Not good for you, yes? Hi-ya! Perhaps you know other Dwamics. Perhaps you want them to be Dwamic stew. This can be arranged. Uthabulan's not above fighting for Dwamics against other Dwamics, if price is right. So yeah, I could hire them to go after my rivals. This is currently my only rival. He could hire them to go after me. He knows me. And I'm his rival. So I'd like to get this rivalry over with so I don't have him sending fucking marauders after me. But now that that person is available, we are going to go back to improving relations. Oh, you've met another empire. Interesting. Now that other empire is probably going to be over here because I haven't stumbled into them over this way. And I think we're going to go ahead and shift another mining district to an industrial district after this one is completed. And let's go ahead and distribute luxury goods on this world. That'll boost amenities and immigration pull. We are about a year away from losing the colony status and having to switch to another one. Oh, my third constructor is the Amazon. I never noticed its name either. Alright, we should get the uplift done this year and can go ahead and translate those warriors' text. We should also get our next one. Since I already have all of my colonies up, there's no rush on colonization fever. I'm going to get the courier network to cut down on my empire size. Right now it's boosting my tradition and technology cost a little, but it's also pushing up how much fleet size I need for power projection. So dropping colonies and systems by 25% would give me about 4.75 back for the systems, but 10 back for the colonies. So I should drop under 100 again for a little while until I grow more pops and develop more districts. And I should be able to ditch the rivalry with these guys this month. I think it's in about 25 days.
The special project has concluded.
Oh boy. The crew of the ship has been found dead. What is more disturbing is they appear to have been killed by some highly advanced brain parasites, which infested them and drove them mad. Thanks to Science Officer Ariana Moreno's findings, we were able to protect our own crew from being infected. Not necessarily. It may tell me that, but then I may end up losing the crew anyway. Let us end this meaningless rivalry. Thank you so much. I was going to do the same thing. So we are no longer rivals. We have positive neutral relations. Let's give it a little bit. There we go. Let's establish an embassy on Hazaria. Let's form a commercial pact. Okay, yeah, they have a stronger economy than me by quite a bit. And let's form a research agreement. All right, we actually are offering more techs than they have. I'm fine with that. We can eventually get a migration treaty going. I could actually get them to get into a defensive pact with me by using the favor we got from them. They are an oligarchy, even if they are hegemonic imperialist. They were a prosperous unification. We have that information. And they do have 4 colonies. Their catalytic processing. Oh, they turn food into alloys. And they're a warrior culture. So they have duelists instead of entertainers that provide amenities and naval capacity. And they can have a mercenary enclave. Well, they may be imperialist, but they are actually an oligarchy. So I might enter into a defensive pact with them, because it would keep my side safe here. Let's see what they say to my agreements so far. Embassy is established. I just noticed that the dialogue is random every time you click on it.
The special project has concluded.
An analysis of Cybrek's research module we found has revealed that the machine consciousness was experimenting with cybernetic life forms. Hundreds of unfortunate prisoners were transported to this facility for the purpose of having their limbs and organs replaced with various mechanical contraptions. The exact objective of these tests remains unclear. There is no evidence that the Cybreks ever made use of cybernetic units outside of this lab.
Construction completed.
Yes, this is a sound proposal. Alright, if I click on it again, fair trade between our worlds. Yeah, it's different every time you bring it up. That's interesting. Okay, we got a better look at their empire. Oh, they had desert and an alpine. They've got beautiful bubble archaeological site. They have fully excavated this one, the robot debris. They have not met another empire that we are aware of. So I can free my spy from there. I don't need to conduct espionage on him anymore now that we are on better terms. We no longer see any reason to keep you locked out of our territory. Our borders are open to you again. And they have agreed to the research agreement. So all of these agreements, they are slowly going to want to become more egalitarian. and they're slowly going to become more xenophilic, because those two factions are very insidious. Yeah, like if we look at our factions right now, we have a democratic authority, which is negative to authoritarian. We have egalitarian and democratic authority. Let's see. We have xeno leadership. Species rights is a detraction from xenophobia. We have diplomacy with xenos. We have ruler as a faction leader, and the empire has governing ethics. Now, the diplomacy with xenos, the fact that we are in diplomatic agreements, is automatically a plus to them becoming xenophiles. Okay, so we're not on borders with rivals anymore, so there's no attraction to militarist. We have robotic pops now, so there's detraction from spiritualist and attraction to materialist. And we have a research agreements, which is materialist bonus. Oh yeah, and let me look at my faction modifiers now. They want me to be federated. They want a multicultural society, 4 different species. We have cooperative diplomacy. So as you see, I've got way more than 100% bonuses here. Yeah, it's 10, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I could give up the benevolent subjugation policy and still have 100 with these guys. But it would drop 5 here, which I don't want to happen. Alright, so even though we had a rough start with the Hazor Pact, we were able, and they actually dropped the rivalry first, we were able to return back to good terms with them, or to get on good terms with them. Because of our diplomatic pacts, I don't need the infiltration at all anymore. Our minimum intel will be 50 anyway. So, Sola Fujita is free to move around somewhere else. And I don't really want to conduct espionage on my allies. So the next contact I get, I can throw this guy there.
Research concluded.
Alright, we have unspent trait points because we can now uplift the DIS. It will cost 3,000 society research. First, let's select a research. You know, some of our leaders might be getting old. That might be a good one. It would take 40 months. But we really need the colonial centralization. We need a planetary capital. Earth already qualifies for that. The Hall of Judgment, not so important. All right, do we have a New World Specialist? We do, in the Kelvin, which is the one assisting research outside of Earth. So that is perfect for swapping out these two. Now, I did want to translate these texts, but I have a feeling this project is going to overwrite that. We want to uplift this species.
Situation log has been updated.
It will take us 2 years. We will do that, and then we will translate the warrior text. And then we will get to doing the society research. Now, so far, our research agreements are not helping with any of the things we're researching right now. I'm pretty sure they both have destroyers. That's one tech we could get from either of them. And I'm pretty sure that they have upgraded shields and lasers and probably mass drivers as well. Alright, so we've just created one industrial district. It pulled up clerks. I'm okay with that. Oh, our amenities are tanking? Alright, let's actually pull out some technicians to be clerks. We need our clerks. Because we need our amenities. So we've got 8 more. It says we're getting 2418. We're actually getting 32. So we've got 8 more consumer goods. I could drop my trade for 8 to up my income. So let's do that. And we're about to switch another over to an industrial district, so we should get 8 more in a little over a year. 9 months and 20 months. Alright, let's go ahead and make yet another mining district. It'll take 11 months, so yeah. Well, that was 3 years. Now it's increased all the way up to 45 again. What the hell? Oh, that was right. We lost our plus 10%. One thing I'd almost forgotten is our leader is charismatic and exceptionally charismatic, enforcing their will with ease, gives us more edict fund and less edict upkeep. They do not shy away from conflict either, but since we have more edict fund, I could drop in encourage political thought now. We've gotten the faction higher like I wanted by this election. And we can boost, excuse me, I got the hiccups, research subsidies. That puts us a little bit over. I'm okay with that, because it should go up, or it should reduce the cost when I get my next tradition and drop my empire size. Right now it's being increased because of empire size, I believe. But the research subsidies will boost my research to compensate for losing that 10% bonus from the planetary unification buff. Let's build the research station and then the mining stations. And then move this guy. I guess we'll move him to Iberia. Because we can get these two with this guy when he comes back. He can collect these. We'll go ahead and grab that one. And since this guy's headed to Blorgsbane, after we get that, I'd like to get back over here and survey that, honestly. Alright, so we are going to get courier network. A network of small courier vessels is a reliable alternative for transporting VIPs or delivering messages that can't be trusted to FTL communications. This will tie our far-flung colonies more closely together. So this will drop systemons and colonies by empire size by 25%. We'll do that. And that should drop our empire size below 100, which is good, and that should affect our edict cost, I think. We'll see. We might have to let it run a month. Well, yeah, we are down to just needing 7, so yes, it did drop the cost. The ancient frozen remains of almost 1,000 aliens have been found in the vicinity of Siet 2C. They come from over a dozen different species, and preliminary dating puts the corpses at roughly 600,000 years old, around the same time as the Cybrex machine consciousness ravaged this part of the galaxy.
Situation log has been updated.
So go ahead and research that project before you get the next anomaly. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and stop after I have well, I'll go ahead and stop middle of this survey. We're going to go back here and survey that system. Well, research the anomaly. Actually, we'll survey the system first and then research the anomaly. While the space amoeba are not here. Oh. 12 more days till I get a gene clinic, and we're going to start on a city district next. Let's close out Lucas colonist jobs for now. It's going to take 2 more years to do that. We should have available jobs for these species that gets uplifted to fill. By the time that happens, it's going to take 14 months to get that, but then actually no, we probably won't have the jobs. I might have to open up the colonist jobs again for the uplifted species. Get started on a robot assembly plant here, take about a year. Okay, no, we've still got 18 months. I will have the robot assembly plant and be working on something else.
We have detected an anomaly.
A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this moon once. Looks like I'm losing commercial goods again. And take 10 months for me to get them. Let's just go back to buying 5 for now. Just to stay in the green. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop the monthly trade for alloys. Just to get my energy credits back up. Here follows the latest newsletter for all of our patrons. The Enclave has been busy the last couple of months. The halls are abuzz with a new kind of technology invented by a resident, capable of transmitting sensations of smell to a user. This remarkable piece of machinery will surely change everything. In order to further develop this idea, we require more donations. I've already had a bad experience with one of those, but I'll donate for the influence.
The special project has concluded.
The dead aliens we found above Siet 2C all died from vacuum exposure, and each individual had the barcode the cybrics were known to laser onto the skin of organic captives. It seems like the cybrics executed these aliens by spacing them, perhaps after having finished interrogations, or to keep them from escaping during some kind of rescue operation. We may never know the truth. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Odlaman 6A at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the moon in the vicinity of the impact crater. Alright, we've reached a population of 5. If I progress a day, it's going to change it to a random colony designation. We are going to make this a mining world for now. It's not going to knock much time off that mining district, but it is going to improve the production of the miners we do have. Currently we only have 2. So that's 2 extra minerals. Actually, I don't think it affects... Yeah, mining world is affecting the miners. Okay. Yeah, but for some reason I had noticed on Earth, the Empire Capital designation says resources from jobs. Yeah, it is affecting them. Previously, I had noticed on one of these they weren't getting the bonuses. But yeah, the technicians are producing more let's see, they're getting the capital, the high stability, the governor, the empire, and superconductive. Capital, governor, high stability, empire. Yeah, okay. So yeah, these technicians are a little bit more effective. They produce about 0.9 more energy than humans working the job. The miners produce 1.1 more, because not only do they not have habitability penalties, they also have the power drills. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Sashiram system. For now, we're codenamed him the Ghost. Oh boy. I think we're about to lose another science ship and our expertise materials person. We have run into another marauder tribe. We can take our spy network guy and start this one. Yep, she died too. It's a lovely system though. So we have found 2 marauder clans. Giovanna died there. Alright. Build the mining station. Go there. Oh, this has been rough. 2 marauder clans. Well, not too rough with the empires. They actually aren't too bad, even though they are hegemonic imperialist.
We are being hailed.
The galaxy prevents enough threats without having to worry about war between the United States nations of Earth and the Fire Tribes of Kel. We suggest entering into a non-aggression pact to mutually secure peace. Yeah, sure, I'll agree.
We have detected an anomaly.
A large impact crater has been discovered that does not seem to be a natural occurrence. Alright, go ahead and research that. Actually, leave that be for now. I want to finish surveying this system first. Yeah, there's only 3 more things to survey because I've got a constructor on the way to claim it. Then you can go back and research the projects. I think since I'm having to buy food, I'm going to replace my final mining district on Earth with an agriculture district for now. Eventually, this planet will be my agriculture. But until I get it up and running, I don't want to have to be spending energy credits on food. So I'd like to drop my monthly trades. Since our initial settlement on Euxenia, several anomalies in the planet's biosphere have been discovered. Oh boy. The ecosystem is unstable and has not developed according to projected models for a world of this type. Our scientists suspect outside tampering, and these suspicions have now been confirmed. A few of our colonists have stumbled upon a large underground terraforming complex that was built thousands of years ago. The equipment was apparently deactivated in the middle of the terraforming process, leaving the planet's biosphere in its current unfinished state. If we supply enough power, we should be able to reactivate the machinery. There's no telling what the end result will be like, however.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright, abandoned terraforming is dropping food and happiness. This is an ocean world. No other real features. This is so risky. I don't know what sort of world it's going to turn into, and it's such a gamble. If I resume the process, it was partially terraformed thousands of years ago by an unknown agency. The terraforming equipment can still be found on the planet, and our scientists are looking for a way to resume the process. If we resume the process, it could turn this into a completely uninhabitable world, like a toxic world. It could turn it into a tomb world. It could wipe out the colony, or it could just turn it into one of the other habitable world types. And it may not be anything like the ocean that I have it as. It could turn it into a Gaia world. Despite its age, the abandoned terraforming equipment on Euxenia appears to be quite advanced. Some of our engineers have asked for permission to dismantle and analyze the equipment to see what can be learned from the technology. You know what? I think I'm just going to dismantle the equipment. I might actually end up terraforming this world to like a continental world. Because that should remove, I believe, the abandoned terraforming modifier. But for now, this modifier is going to be on here till I either resume the project or change it, I believe. Tough choices. Now this is one that's worth save scumming when you're by yourself. Save right before you decide to resume the project, and you can almost always guarantee a Gaia world. Alright, it's only going to take 8 months to resume it, so, to dismantle it, so we are going to dismantle this. I don't trust it. I don't want to, for this colony that is actually a fairly decent generator world to get completely wiped out. I can deal with the happiness penalty until I can correct it myself via terraforming. Okay, so I figured I'd better be sure so I wouldn't spread misinformation, and it turns out, as of last message I've seen, or thread about it I've seen, they never made regular terraforming able to remove the modifier. So the only way to remove the modifier is to resume the process. Even if you terraform the world again, it does not fix that modifier. It should, but it doesn't. The reason it worked previously for me is my mod made sure that it included that feature as one of the ones that terraforming removed. You can also do it through console commands if you're not in Iron Man mode. So because I am in Iron Man mode and not running my mod, I'm just going to have to resume it and pray for the best and hope it doesn't wipe out my colony. I don't even have a robot up here yet. So I'm going to wait till I get some robots on this world, so if it does become something that humans can't find habitable very well, at least the robots might survive. But I could get lucky. It's all a crapshoot. Now it will take 2 years to do it, so I'm going to be stuck with the modifier for a while. Plus I'm still almost 2 years into uplifting the species, and then I want to translate the warrior text, damn it. But I think I may have to finish the abandoned terraforming project first, because this can spawn hostile creatures, mutants and shit like that, that will ravage my colony. Ooh! A group of investigators have found a hidden factory on Nueva Cadiz. The building and its state of decay tells of an old civilization, one that excelled at constructing things that stood for the test of time. Our population would easily be able to use the facility to add to the colony's production output. Yeah, let's do that. That's going to add an odd factory here. Now we don't have a robot here yet, but I do need to get a robot over here just in case that factory ends up killing the worker that's working it. I'd rather it be a robot that is not currently sentient than a person. Alright, we don't have anybody in position who can build a starbase yet, so I'm going to reinforce this fleet once. Just about up in empire size again. Actually, cancel that. I need to replace science ships. You know what? Never mind. I'll wait on the science ships. Yeah, I'll wait on the science ships and reinforce my fleet.
System survey concluded.
Oh, never mind. I'm going to cancel the reinforcement of my fleet. And go ahead and start building the starbase here. And you are going to investigate that. When you're done with that, I'll send you over to that one. Trench world, where? Oldemon. Okay, so obviously the other investigator, the other science ship found that. I'm not going to get to that one. The hostile and unforgiving world of Siet-4 was home to what once appears to have been a large Cybrex base. Nothing remains of it now aside from scattered debris and a large crater. We will have to investigate the site of the base more closely if we are to learn more.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright, let me go ahead and tell you to investigate this, research this anomaly, and then in front of that, research that project, which will only take 6 months. Alright, so we are going to start building a robotics assembly plant. I don't have the minerals right now, but I do have money, so let's buy 500 minerals, because I want to get that production started. And we are going to resettle from Earth one of our technician robots, actually. For now, to work the odd factory. This is not going to be a technician planet, so I'll move them back off later when they get their own robots, or if this planet becomes stabilized, or this warehouse. Alright, we are going to assemble technician robots here. And now, we need to get started on some generator districts. We have traced the unusual electromagnetic radiation emanating from Stellaris 3 to a secret subterranean bunker hiding a megacomputer the size of a battleship. Our researchers suspect that it may have been there for several thousand years, hard at work, solving a single very complex problem, the nature of which still eludes us. When the crew attempted to interact with the computer, they discovered that the facility, which had appeared both abandoned and unguarded, was in fact operated by a security AI, the highest purpose of which seems to be frying its visitors alive. As the crew defeated the AI, it broadcasted a message to an unknown recipient. So we can scrap this for parts, use it to boost our own research for 10 years, but we'd better not disturb it. Whatever problem the computer is trying to solve, it seems important. Let it continue its mysterious calculations. Alright, now, I could finish off expansion, but because I have so many agreements, I'm going to go ahead and jump over here and unlock diplomacy, because unlocking diplomacy halves the influence cost for diplomatic agreements and unlocks the edict diplomatic grants. The surest way to destroy your enemies is to make them your friends. So there, that should reduce the influence loss we have by half, so I can start gaining influence faster again. And it also gives us diplomatic grants as an edict. That only cost 18, so we can actually go ahead and drop map the stars now. We only have a few researchers actually out there searching. We found all the Cybrex anomalies we need. I don't really need the survey speed boost or the anomaly detection chance anymore. Knowledge is power. This edict focuses our efforts on advancing technology. I forgot to read that one. But we are going to do diplomatic grants. This edict initiates a diplomatic offensive in a concerted effort to improve the image of our empire in the eyes of others. This will give me another envoy. Now it won't update for a day. There, we've got our new envoy. We have Keith Taylor. Now, what do I want him to do? They annexed some primitives. They didn't enlighten them, they just outright annexed them. That's one of the reasons we have bad relations. I'd like to get a migration treaty with these guys. Alright, so I guess we will stick them right now in this empire. Improving relations. That way our improved relations will max out a little faster, and we will get might get up to where we can do a migration treaty with them a little sooner. Oh, I forgot to tell you to research the anomaly in the system. You're already getting ready to leave. That one's going to take her 7 months. Alright, we can drop that purchase again. We are now earning quite a bit of alloys and stuff because Earth has swapped over yet another industrial district. Alright, you stay right there until we have the minerals to do that. That'll be next month. No reports of any problems have been issued from the Odd Factory on Nueva Cadiz. It seems that the colony will maintain its projected production estimates. Alright, that means there's no risk of losing a worker. As soon as I have another population born that can fill that slot, I can move this robot over to a place that needs it, mainly back to Earth, I guess. I'll leave him over there for now, though, because I do want the extra alloys from that job. Although their dwellings on habitat stations would suggest an advanced society. Alright, yeah, that is the same one for the Marauders, is what we got. Alright, we can now see this system. This is a Space Amoebas. It is Space Amoebas in here. Okay. So as soon as we pacify them, we can go into that system. We are still 2 years away from the pacification.
We are being hailed.
The Hazar would like to form a defensive pact. Sure. I could use your strength if something else attacks me.
The special project has concluded.
We have found debris on Siet 4 from a large ship that does not appear to have been of Cybrex origin, in the crater that was once the site of their base. Our archaeologists speculate that the ship belonged to one of the organic civilizations under Cybrex attack. If so, it may have been sent to collide with the base on some kind of suicide run. No other explanation for the destruction of the base has been found. Alright, I believe I can drop my food monthly trade now.
Research concluded.
These torpedoes are essentially very large, slow-moving missiles. They are equipped with more powerful warheads and shield modulators that let them slip unmolested through energy screens. We are getting a lot of minerals and energy credits from stations. We need to supplement our minerals a little more, so I'm going to get mining station output next. As a matter of fact, I had just started building a new missile boat. I'm going to go into my ship designer now that I have torpedoes and swap these out for the space torpedoes. And change the name to torpedo boat. Now we'll go into our fleet manager and retrofit any missile boats we have to torpedo boats. It's going to be quite an expensive upgrade. So my alloys are going to be chewed up for some time upgrading all of those fleets. Detailed surface scans of Stellaris 6 have identified a large impact crater containing the wreckage of several ancient starships of unknown design. The ships appear to be completely devoid of life support systems, leading us to suspect that they were either unusually large drones or controlled by some form of artificial intelligence. Interestingly, the hull of the ships was constructed out of living metal, an exceedingly rare and inorganic material with many unique properties. This metal can be programmed to assume a certain shape or form, and it will slowly regrow itself if damaged. Over a period of several millennia, the surviving metal from the wrecked ships was fused into a large and extremely dense deposit that could potentially be mined for centuries to come. Alright, now the first robot I want to build here is a synthetic worker. Because of the efficient processors will benefit the odd factory job, and I will actually produce a little bit more alloys than this worker does. And then I can move this robot off-world when this one is built, or when somebody else can take its place.
We are being hailed.
The human people should not be prisoners in the United Nations of Earth, and neither should our own people be limited to inhabit our territory. Let us agree to remedy this. Sure. What was your species again? Alpine preference. I don't really have any planets you're gonna like. Yet. No, I have a tundra world. Oh yeah, you like that tundra world. Oh yeah, I want to get this one. Awesome mining world, and the rudimentary robots already on it. Metal boneyards, society research. Now the city ruins and industrial wastelands do not require a tech to clear. So now I need to save up to build a colony ship. Alright, same dialogue for this. These are the Lavis freebooters.
An alien nation is hailing us.
We are the Lavi, and we are the favored servants of She of the Void, the all-seeing, ever-knowing, and above all, vengeful supreme being that lords over space. It was she that bade us give up our ancestral planetary home aeons ago to take up residence in her eternal domain, the cold depths of space, so that we could hunt unbelievers and appease her through sacrifice. Alas, the doctrinal wars have sapped our strength, and we are now a divided people, struggling to divine the true path she would have us walk. Yet her favor can be won through the destruction of alien heretics, even at the behest of other heretics. Thus many of our warriors are willing to fight your battles for a price. So the ghosts were another marauder. So I have lost 2 good scientists to marauders, you bastards. Oh, he is expanded outward. There's a desert. There's an arid. Damn it! I needed an arid.
Ship upgrades applied.
Alright, finally all my fleets are upgraded again.
Pre-sapient life forms have been uplifted.
The discs have been successfully uplifted to become productive citizens of the United Nations of Earth and inhabitants of our colony on the tropical planet of Nueva Cadiz. Alright, let's have a look at them. They are uplifted from primitive origin, that's all it does. But yeah, they are tomb world habitability. So I can probably move this. Let me let it progress today. Are they going to move up in jobs? Maybe it's next month they will actually move up and I can shift this robot away. Yep, there they go. We've got 2 unemployed. One of them jumped up here, I believe. Why are you unemployed? Be a clerk. Alright, so we're going to move this technician off-world. How many available jobs do you have? 5. I believe I can move you over there. Or I can actually just put it back on Earth where he belongs. As a technician. Now we're going to need more jobs on that world. Oh, and it reached level 5, so I have to change the designation. This is going to be an agri world, so that I build the agri districts a little faster. Yeah, we are in the process of adding jobs here, but it's going to take several months. But we have uplifted our first species. Now let's have a look at our factions. Yeah, recent uplift. That's a +10. Yeah, we've got some outrageous bonuses to keep the Alien Suffrage Foundation happy. Here follows the latest newsletter for all our patrons. The Enclave is in a frisky mood. The creation of the Scintillas Rift has caused many an artist to change their primary focus to creating new experiences for it. So far, the most noteworthy to come out of this endeavor is an orchestral piece conveyed by Scint. Our work continues and any donations would be gladly accepted. I'm pretty good on influence and I'm hurting on energy credits, so we cannot afford to donate right now. Yeah, that uplift gave me a huge chunk of influence. And I also have an available envoy. Let's have him improving relations over here. Just to keep him occupied for a bit. The Dis have been among us for several days. All is well on planet Nueva Cadiz. A statistically significant group of Dis citizens appear unsatisfied with our teachings on the nature of the cosmos. An unknown individual or group among them is circulating some spurious codex that attaches undue importance to the Dis and their uplifting by the United Nations of Earth. Set them straight by any means necessary. Let them have their mysteries or nothing will come of it. We'll set them straight and let them know we're not gods. You know, there's nothing special about the fact that we uplifted you. We just have the technology to do it. All of that. That'll make them materialistic. That's fine. Admiral Gerhard Brandt has developed new skills. He has unyielding. So he's less likely to disengage. Leader refuses to even consider the possibility of retreat when in battle has been joined, preferring instead to fight to the death if necessary. It's not exactly what I'd want for you, but okay. Oh, I was supposed to be saving up for, well, I got a lot of influence I need to blow. And I want more alloys. And I need another archaeological site in my empire. This will be any other rock. The surface of Shrudma Prime is devoid of all life. However, there are indications of a previously thriving biosphere and some interesting tectonic activity which may warrant a closer look. Oh, interesting. These guys have 100% inhabitability here because this is considered their home world. Fire tribes can now use subjugation against us. That just means their fleet strength has gotten back to superior to us. Or does it? They're only listed as equivalent. Yeah, the relative power is higher. That it got to a point where they're considered superior enough that they can subjugate us.
Construction completed.
Build that research station. Next month I can queue up the mining stations. Then I guess I'll go here and go ahead and get that system in my empire. And then I'll come back around here and proceed to keep pushing up this way.
System survey concluded.
Glowing webs of unknown origin periodically illuminate the surface of Friaka B2. Webwork. Mountainous world with a nitrogen... I've already read an alpine. Okay, so this alpine world has hostile fauna that boosts society research and moat harvesting traps. And I now have a good chance to colonize it. Alright, let's go ahead and continue this terraforming process. It's going to take over 2 years. Science Officer Ariana Marino reports that Friaka B2 is covered from pole to pole in a web-like network of electrical filaments. These networks respond to external stimuli. The UNS Aldrin experimented with sending a low-voltage pulse to the surface, which resulted in a wave of illumination that rippled through the network like a circuit board. Even more remarkable, the webs rearranged themselves. A second low-voltage pulse revealed that the filaments had been organized into a new pattern, centered around where the previous pulse had contacted the surface. Ariano Marino concludes that this discovery confirms her long-held theory that life can exist as almost purely electrical impulses, independent of cellular or viral structure. Oh, she gains a level for free out of that. So she's now level 6. How long would it take her to do a 10? Oh, significantly less time than it takes him, but he's already halfway through this, so it doesn't matter at this point.
The special project has concluded.
Temporarily refraining from venting certain emissions from our vessel's reactor cores, while in the immediate vicinity of space amoebas, flocks seems to be enough not to arouse their ire. With this new protocol in place, they no longer pose a threat, and we have been able to study them at close range. As per our President's mandate, additional research stations have been constructed. We have made first contact with the mysterious aliens in the Gathi Maelstrom. We're calling them Ickies. This appears to be one of the Caravaneers. What are they doing stuck here? And how come the Vengralium Trium is not moved? Alright, we have multiple improving relations. Let's take the one from the Hazor fact, Divya Morthy, and have her check this out.
System survey concluded.
Yeah, the Caravaneers are not moving. They're just kind of sitting there. I wonder why. The United Nations of Earth Diplomatic Corps has been shaken by the news emerging from the fire tribes of Kel. Our ambassador Keith Taylor, who had been stationed there, has gotten himself into a serious mess with Kel law enforcement. He is currently connected with a salacious affair involving an astonishing range of serious crimes that culminated in a brutal double murder. As matters stand, and with rumors running wild among the Kel's Inn, there seems little doubt as to Keith Taylor's guilt. The Kel authorities have requested that his diplomatic immunity be lifted so that he can face justice for his deeds. I don't know what caused this. It's got to be an espionage operation. I'll just lift the immunity. For all I know, he's actually guilty. I don't know. But I don't want to harm relations with this group. So I'm sorry. So Keith Taylor just got pretty much executed or imprisoned over here. We still do have somebody stationed there. Yeah, the Fire Tribes and the Hazor Pact still both have an envoy. We should get a replacement in a day. But it's been 5 years. So I believe we're going to call this an episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.